Guinness has long been known for its world-famous stout. However, it wanted to release a beer that could more closely compete with American lagers, yet it didn't want to rely on rice or corn, like most of the larger American beer companies. To avoid this, it worked with the Latrobe Brewery in Pennsylvania to produce a pale lager based loosely off of a 1930 lager recipe. This is known as the Guinness Blonde American Lager. But is it worth checking out? Find out now on Two Dudes Reviews.
What up, guys? Yeah, today we have Guinness Blonde. Good old beer that Guinness makes just for us Americans because they love us so much. I mean, and it is also brewed in Baltimore. So, it's not just for us, it's brewed by us. So, there we go. But yeah, I wanted to try to get as many of these quote-unquote Irish beers rated and reviewed for good old St. Paddy's Day coming up. I've had Guinness Blonde before, but it's been a very long time. And a lot of these beers are starting to go with like this kind of slick paper. I like it. Dog's having a difficult decision picking out which toy she wants. There you go. You got it. You just... But, I'm sorry. Distracted by dogs. Alright, so, got it poured. Get into the smell. So this has got a... Yeah, anyways, let's just get into the smell. It's... I don't know. What kind of beer they say this is? Citrusy with a refreshing finish. I mean, I don't get like an overly citrus kind of aroma. Maybe kind of like a muted orange zest. It's not as lemony as a lemon zest. You get a little bit of the like a grain to it. Dog is just going to town, man. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some aroma here. I'm not getting a whole bunch. It's not like super like pungent. I mean, it smells fine. You know, a decent lager, but there's nothing like super crazy about it. It doesn't smell skunked, which is for lagers is usually like a huge thumbs up for me. But so yeah, I'll recommend it for the taste or for the aroma. It doesn't smell too bad. But all right, let's get into the taste now. All right, a little nutty, but that goes away quickly. It's interesting. You have a... It's like there's an initial almost orange peel-y kind of thing going on, and it moves into a nuttiness, like a just like a brown ale. But like that disappears real quickly in like this cloudy creaminess. It's like it's weird. It's just like it's poof. It literally goes poof on your taste buds and it's gone. And there's kind of a creaminess almost to it. It's not nitrogen infused. I haven't checked. I don't know if they still make that Nitro IPA. That thing was terrible. That thing sucked. I was not a fan of that. Nitro works for a lot of things. IPAs, I don't think is one of them. And that was just a failed thing. I like that they have the bird and it's brewed in Baltimore. It looks very much, the colors look like the Baltimore Orioles for the baseball team. I think they should do a special Guinness Blonde Hat Day and put this thing on it. Maybe a Leighton Menace would wear her Baltimore hat with that too. Seinfeld reference. But let's see again. Yeah, it's not bad. It's pretty smooth. It's surprisingly smooth, honestly. It's at first you think it's going to start going a little too bitter, and it goes straight. And then maybe at one point you might think it's going to go a little too citrusy, but then it straightens out. Everything kind of like comes together. It's like a perfectly merging highway, and the traffic doesn't stop, which never happens. But I think it's done very well. But so I'm going to recommend it on the taste. So yeah, but it's funny. Now that I was thinking of, I made that Elaine Bennis reference. So Julia Louis-Dreyfus is actually from that area, and I had won a charity auction for the Robert Kennedy Foundation, and it was to go onto the Veep, the HBO Veep shooting set. And this was their first season. They hadn't released anything yet, and they were shooting in Baltimore. So I went to Baltimore for that, and I met her there. Coolest, nicest lady in the world. It was because I grew up a giant Seinfeld fan, huge Seinfeld fan, and I've met other people before. I've met like Lady Gaga and stuff like that, and that was always just whatever. But this is like something I grew up in. Like giddy as a schoolgirl wouldn't even begin to describe me. It was just like I couldn't talk. I was so ashamed of myself. I settled down eventually, and I was able to talk. I made her laugh. That was one of my top moments of my life. It's making Elaine laugh. But I just think it was fun. I think it's cool that they made her from Baltimore on the show, and she's really from Baltimore in real life. But a random side story. I also got to meet, was it Tony Hal, the dude that was also Buster on Arrested Development? That guy, now he is the nicest dude. He would just like shoot the crap with me and talk to me about food. It's good to go. He's a good guy. I like that. I like him. Everybody was super nice to me. There's a few. Some of the other actors were kind of assholes, but I don't remember their names. But for the most part, everybody else on set was cool. Once you say that you were there for charity, everyone's like, "Oh, that's awesome." They actually put me on as an extra. You can see you watch. You might see part of me in one of the episodes, season 1. But okay, sorry, random. You get me on Seinfeld, I'll talk forever. But, okay, so yeah, I'll recommend it for that. Next category is value for price, and yeah, it's not a bad price. I mean, I was going to say it's an import, but it's not. It's, actually, I got to rethink that. Because it's made in Baltimore. It's not an import. You can't even call it a micro beer, because it's made by Guinness. Actually, no, I'll still recommend it because the price, I believe it was under $2. It wasn't bad. So, and it is a higher quality beer than like your just standard mass-produced lager, like a Budweiser or whatever. You can take every toy out of that. So yeah, value price is fine. I'll recommend it for that. I'll recommend it for the price. All right, sorry. I'm just getting distracted all over the place. Next category is distinction. How distinct is it? And I mean, it's not all. It's not all that distinct. it's done pretty well, but it's not all that. I mean, it's refreshing. I mean, it's nicely done. It's actually surprisingly well done for such a mass-produced beer. But I mean, Guinness, they don't just pump out just crap. You know, like other big beer companies. The stuff they pump out, it might not always work. Like, again, I totally did not like that Nitro IPA. But it just didn't taste super crappy. I thought it was poorly. I just thought Nitro and IPA doesn't work together. Guinness usually doesn't put out too many just terrible beers. Where you're like, how did this even make the market? Like, this is like the hot and ready of beers. Like, what are you doing? And even hot ready, I'd eat over some of those beers. But I don't know. This is tricky. Like, it's not terribly different, but it's fairly well done. So I'll give it a half. I'm not even exactly. I mean, totally sure what category they're putting this in. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's well done. It's fine. I'll give it a half. It's not that different, but it's fine. You can't go wrong with it. Probably make a decent black and tan with it. Although you might want something a little lighter. To be perfectly honest, for black and tan, you might want something. It's still a little heavy. I think for black and tans, you want it a little lighter. So maybe this wouldn't be the best beer for that. Next category is drinkability. And yeah, it's not. And it's a refreshing beer. It's a nice beer if you're at like a baseball game or a sporting event, and you want something more than your average, than like a Miller Lite or a Coors or something. You want something with a little more taste, but you don't want it super heavy. You don't want a crazy IPA because, you know, you don't want to fall asleep. You don't want to get drilled in the face by a foul ball and die. So you want something, you know, you want something in the middle of no taste and getting drilled in the face and dying. You want a beer right in the middle. This is a pretty good one for that. So yeah, I'd recommend it. It was, I mean, I don't know too many breweries or baseball or sporting events that have Guinness around. At least in the States, yeah, I'm sure if you went, so most other countries you'd find it, but not a bad beer for that. Or even just if you're at home, maybe once baseball season kicks off, and you know you're just at home watching a beer, or you're at spring training, or you know whatever, you know, not too bad. So yeah, sure, I'll recommend it for drinkability. Our last category is what I buy it again, and I mean I've had this before, but it's been a long time. I'm trying to think when they first put it out is when I had it, and I thought I honestly thought it would suck when they put it out. I thought it was just one of those here, give this to the Americans. That was not an Irish accent, but so I was surprised with that it tasted as well as it does. But again, I haven't had it in a while. I mean, I'll give it a half for buy it again. I have no. If I would probably buy other beers over it, but like I said, if I was at a sporting event and I wanted something with a little more flavor and this was available, yeah, I'd go for it. So there's nothing wrong with it. I wouldn't poo-poo it, and the price isn't terrible for what it is. So who knows? Maybe you are in Baltimore going to an Orioles game or something and you see this. Check it out. But all right, that is my review for Guinness Blonde. Have you guys had this before? What do you think of Guinness Blonde? Do you like the new Guinness beers that they've been putting out? I don't know if they still do those like experimental brewers packs. That they had been doing that for a while. There's one I really liked actually. I can't remember which one it was off the top of my head. Some of those brewers experiments are pretty good. Some of them don't work out too well, but just what do you think? And if you like and subscribe, do all that good stuff, check out the podcast. We got the new episode up. Hey, we do. And check out the blog and check out the new stuff that I got up going. So yeah, that's the review. And so for myself and for Guinness Blonde, take it easy.